For all the time I spent in the war, I survived dozens of brutal shellings and bombings, 5 hand-to-hand fights and dozens of bloody battles. But I survived. I did not fill myself with illusions that I would be lucky to fight and was always ready to die. To overcome the feeling of doom and to fight as necessary, only the thirst for revenge helped me. Not love for my homeland, not fanatical faith in Stalin, but only the desire to give my life more dearly. I wanted to have time to kill more enemies, avenging them for the ruined lives of my loved ones. Maybe the lieutenant who said that I had no right to die was right then, in 41st year. After all my relatives were destroyed by the Germans, I didn't see my future or understand the meaning of post-war life. While the war was going on, there was a wild desire to take revenge on the Nazis, and when the war ended, I could not adapt to peaceful life for a long time. And at the front sometimes it happened that I thought that I should have been killed already. I had no strength. It was hard and I didn't always want to live. It's always scary in war, but you have to be able to overcome your fear. Personally, I was most of all afraid of crossing rivers, because I could not swim. Whether you want or not, but forcing had to swim clinging to a log, on boards from the fence, and once even grasping a horse's mane. Okay, just to cross the river, but often the crossing was under German machine gun and mortar fire. And also about the fear of death, a machine gunner, more than 2 or 3 battles in the line does not keep. He either dies or is wounded. I don't know how I survived in the hell of war. I remember dozens of episodes of the war, when it seemed that I was going to die, but fate was merciful to me and saved me. I remember how in Berlin we broke into the Imperial Reich Chancellery. Then nobody thought how many steps to victory were left. We fought with fierceness and did not hide behind our backs. I had a Kazakh comrade, so he said that Hitler was hiding in that building. There was such hatred in my soul, as if to get to that thing and strangle it with my own hands. And such feelings were felt by many fighters. The instinct of self-preservation took a back seat. The fight there was really terrible. In the very building of the Chancellery, a lot of our guys died. In general, our losses were always high. The personnel of the platoon changed many times and very often. After the battles, as a rule, in the machine gun company remained 5-7 soldiers and 1 officer. For the Germans, mortarmen and artillerymen, to suppress our machine gun point was of paramount importance. You fire, 3 or 4 mines explode nearby, and you already know that the next one is yours. If you managed to change your position, it was good. If you didn't manage to do it, you were killed in the fights for the socialist motherland. And for a German sniper to kill a machine gunner is the main thing. How many times, right through the slit of the shield, snipers killed the first number of the calculation. Machine gun platoon is 3 machine guns, maxim, 3 calculations of 5 men each. During the battle, the machine gun platoon was attached to the rifle company. Rifle company goes into the attack. We are obliged to be in the first line, to support by fire. Only you get up, roll the machine gun so, at once, someone from the calculation is sure to be killed or wounded. And crawling with a machine gun is very heavy. It weighs 65 kilograms. We cursed its heaviness on foot crossings, walking 40 kilometers a night, so much of our stuff that our backs bend. Rifle, ammunition pouches, overcoat, gas mask bag, duffel bag, other stuff, a box with machine gun tape, a large flask with water to cool the maxim, and the barrel of the machine gun, weighing 28 kilograms on your shoulder. The box with the tape is heavy. It was 10 kilograms and more than 3 boxes were not carried. There were 250 cartridges in the belt. It was enough for half a minute of continuous firing. In the newsreels, a machine gunner fires endless bursts from a neat trench. But in battle we fired only short bursts. And all the belts were filled with cartridges by hand, and it required special skill. Every free minute the machine gun crew was engaged in it. They made a stock, for a machine gun 16 boxes with tapes, 4,000 cartridges. There was a case, in the winter of the 45th, when the battalion crossed the river on thin ice, breaking through to the rear of the enemy. my platoon advanced on the way of possible German withdrawal. The battalion hit them, the Germans ran, right at my 2 machine guns, which I placed on the heights. More than 100 men we exterminated there. We were destroying them then like they did us in 1941. Of course, the German MG machine guns surpassed the Maxim in all respects, but for us Red Army soldiers, the machine gun, Maxim, was a symbol of fortitude. After the war, collected all our machine guns to send to the rear, as they said, for the army of Communist China. We look at our machine guns, with the paint on the casing shriveled from overheating, and it feels as if we are parting with a relative. There was such a song. I was born a machine gunner, I grew up in the Maxim system. When I have a hard time in life, I hum those words. And again I feel myself in the fighting ranks, forgetting about diseases and age. That's how it is.